Hey everyone, it's meteorologist Jessica Blum, and we've got some severe weather potential to talk about, kind of ramping up for eastern Nebraska with this dynamic system swinging through Friday, March 14th through March 15th. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you can expect through the day on Friday, and then into Saturday for precipitation. There's a little snow with this and a lot of wind. For the details, we're thinking about some damaging winds, some hail, an isolated tornado can't be ruled out from the timing of about 3 in the afternoon through the evening hours of Friday. So that's a quick snapshot looking at this graphic, and then moving on from that and really looking for areas further east. I wanted to quickly mention, if you've got friends and family out towards St. Louis, any of those areas in red, that is where the risk for severe weather is the highest Friday night into Saturday morning. This looks to be a nighttime event beyond Nebraska. And we're talking several tornadoes, very large hail, and widespread wind damage possible with these thunderstorms as they race east from Nebraska into areas closer to the Mississippi River and along the Mississippi River. So talking about the tornado potential out east, those black hash marks with the tornado risk actually mean EF2 or higher tornadoes could be possible over that area with the yellow and the black hash marks. Large hail, especially in the red area, that's the higher confidence, the greater probability of seeing some large hail. But the black hash marks, that area that even extends outward toward the yellow, that means large hail 2 inches in diameter possible over that area within 25 miles of a point. And then for the damaging wind, again, reds, pinks, higher probability, but the black hash marks meaning damaging winds could be exceeding 75 miles per hour in those areas to our east, but this even extends back into Nebraska. So let's get back to Nebraska. A lot of us concerned about that. Of course, I'm a meteorologist from Nebraska, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Our latest update, this is the latest update I'm bringing you from the Storm Prediction Center as of this morning. There will be another update in whether this changes or not or shifts a little bit by about, I think, 12:30 this afternoon, so just after noon, March 13th. Again, I'm filming this just after 8 a.m. March 13th, so this is the latest information I have. And the severe risk, again, for eastern Nebraska starts after about 3 o'clock in the afternoon until the evening hours. You'll see the marginal risk starts out toward Grand Island as I work to pull up an arrow. It's in the yellow color, forgive me for that, but Grand Island up toward almost O'Neill through northeast Nebraska, over toward Columbus, Beatrice included in that. That means a storm or two in this area could be starting to become marginally severe, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail, usually. But Lincoln on the edge of that slight risk toward Omaha and areas east. That usually means there's a little more potential for scattered severe storms. They don't have to be widespread, but a storm or two pulsing up with a higher confidence in some severe weather from here north and east toward the Missouri River. So let's talk about each of those individual threats now. One of the main concerns being damaging wind. Again, the black hash marks meaning wind gusts 75 miles per hour, if not greater, are possible, and that does include Lincoln up toward Omaha. Some hail will also be possible with these thunderstorms as they're getting going. And then again, can't rule out an isolated tornado more toward the Missouri River up toward Omaha. Lincoln not really included in that, but we will be keeping an eye on whether this shifts or not in later updates as we get closer to this event. So one of our latest versions of Stormcast this morning, this is one of the shorter range models, shows some light precipitation out in the Panhandle. Could be a little snow mixing in early in the morning toward about noon on Friday. But there is the wave of thunderstorms fanning out in southeast Nebraska and developing after about 3 o'clock. These push north and extend a little bit more back through central Nebraska in the evening hours. These should be of the weak variety by now. A little snow out here in the Panhandle around 6 o'clock in the evening hours. This continues to churn. This is now the backside of this system. Some rain picking up closer to midnight from Grand Island up through Columbus and northeast Nebraska. And then you start to see the cold air trying to switch over some of this to snow. That happens. Could be a little snow toward Grand Island, Columbus that some are waking up to, but it shouldn't last too long. But I do want to mention with the snow, travel could be difficult because winds will be pretty strong with this. We're actually going to look at the winds here in a second too. But you're looking at snow a little as it's coming down that could reduce some visibilities early in the morning Saturday through northeast Nebraska. So if you've got to travel through that area, maybe delay travel toward noon as this is moving out if you can. I know a lot of us could use the moisture. These are pretty quick moving storms, so we're not looking at a lot of moisture, especially Lincoln maybe up to 1/10 of an inch. But the areas that will see a little more moisture out of this toward Grand Island, where some of those showers look to pick up a little bit more closer to midnight and then transition over to snow, could be looking at 1/2 an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch in that area, maybe around an inch for some that are lucky. And then, but again, the cold air cutting in will mean some snow for some, maybe up to 1/2 an inch toward Grand Island, maybe up to an inch toward Norfolk. Knox, Cedar counties, maybe 2 to 3 inches. Locally 3 inches I think is a higher amount, but 1 to 3 inches with this version of Stormcast showing snow potential. And let's talk about the winds through this event because they are going to be significant as well. Nowhere near the blizzard and the 60 to 70 mile per hour winds we had last week, but let's look at this hour by hour. This is 9 a.m. Already gusty wind in eastern Nebraska out of the south. Look at how much the wind is picking up though in western Nebraska. There's already a high wind watch as I'm putting this video together for those counties, basically from Valentine, Thedford, North Platte, McCook, west, for up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This is by Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Some wind gusts approaching almost 40 miles per hour in southeast Nebraska at this time. We are going to see the winds briefly relax before they pick up again in the overnight hours. Some wind gusts could be approaching 50 to almost 60 mile per hour right in there in north central Nebraska. This is in the overnight hours as some of that rain switching over to snow could make for some messy travel. And this is by 10 a.m. in the morning, just widespread winds around 40 to 50 miles per hour. That'll still be the case into Saturday afternoon once the precipitation is gone, windy, feeling colder. And then the winds start to relax as we go late Saturday night into early Sunday. So that's a talk of the winds. We talked about the severe weather. And again, if you've got family out towards St. Louis, closer to the Mississippi River, maybe I'll pull that up one more time because I want them to be weather aware. It's worth it to have that conversation today to get them prepared, as this is a nighttime event. Make sure they have multiple ways of getting warned, because this is a vulnerable time when a lot of people are sleeping that this could be coming through, especially for that area in red. So they'll want to be prepared. So we just went through all of that. I'll be sure to try to post updates, and I am also trying to get my live stream working so that when we do get some severe weather here in Nebraska, you can tune in and we can kind of have some fun live and kind of talk through some of that as it's going on. So kind of stay tuned for that, but for now, that is the latest I have as of Thursday morning, March 13th.